Hi everyone, welcome to Nina Cucina. Today I am going to show you how to make one of the basics of cooking. That's vegetable broth. This is really economical and it's easy. You're going to save yourself a fortune doing this as opposed to buying boxed broths. Let me show you what's going on my work surface here and we'll get started right away. Here I've got all of my vegetables for my vegetable broth. Now, I'm going to show you how simple this is because I use the things that I normally wouldn't use in anything else. Now, I'm going to give you a really good example here. The stalks of the parsley. This is something that you throw away. Well, don't throw it away. Throw it in your pot. I'm going to show you right now. Let's get rid of the top. Now, here's my trick for getting the leaves off of parsley. You're just going to give them a nice scrape and they start breaking away from the stalk. Look at all those beautiful leaves coming right off. Now, if you can't get some that are on the inside, just separate your bunch and you're going to get most of those leaves right off of the stalks. Now, throw it right into the pot. No sauteing needed. Just toss it on in there. Get the rest of these leaves off and throw that into the pot. It's that easy. I'm going to take my nice leaves and put them in this pretty little bowl here, get them out of my way. I've got this gorgeous basil, but I only use the leaves. I don't use the stalks. So all we're going to do is take off all the pretty leaves. I'm not going to take off these blooms because I am going to use those in the stock. All right, here we have it. Stalk. In it goes. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. Just pull off the leaves. I'm leaving those little bloomies at the top and throw the stalks in. This is going to give your broth such an incredible flavor. You're not even going to believe it. Now I'm just going to throw in, I get thyme in big bunches in my garden. So I'm going to throw them in just stalks and all. And I have a head of garlic. I'm just going to smash this up a little bit. And I'm going to get rid of most of the papery outside. Just toss it right into my garbage bin. I always have a garbage bin right next to my work surface because it makes things just so convenient. I'm not even going to peel them because guess what? Everything has flavor. Just throw them on in. Believe me, this is what they do in restaurants. They slice onions, they don't even peel them. But here I have these beautiful green onions. Now I'm just going to, some of them are a little bit rough at the ends. I'll just break those pieces off. But nobody uses those tough green parts. Now they impart a lot of flavor, so they're going to get tossed into the soup. Everything that's tough, I'm just going to cut them off, give them a rough chop. There we go. Into the pot they go. I'm going to do the same thing. I have this beautiful leek. The very end, I will chop off just a little bit. Now, nobody uses this, so in it goes. See, you're taking stuff that you would throw away for the most part, and you're putting it in the pot. I have beautiful celery. Most of the outside of the celery that's very, very tough, these outside leaves you're probably going to toss, so I'm going to use those. These leaves are super flavorful, and no one ever uses them. So they go into the soup. So now the rest of the celery I have for things like making chicken soup and going into salads and things like that. The way to make your food inexpensive, especially if you're buying organic the way that I do and locally grown foods, is to use everything that you possibly can. Everything, everything. Now you can buy organic vegetable broth at just about every supermarket in America. On this coast, it costs about somewhere around the $3 a quart. Now, I'm going to make 3 quarts for less than that because I'm using the stuff you throw away. Let's throw these carrots in. Oh, wow, it's beautiful in there. Those beautiful tones of green with the orange. Now, here we have a fennel bulb. I use fennel on lots of things. It smells wonderful. It's got a nice, crisp, fresh flavor. But once again, these outside tough leaves I don't use in my salads or anything like that. So I'm going to cut off the end just to make it easier on myself, and I'm going to get these 2 outer leaves. And the other thing that I don't use are these tough stalks. They're really chewy. They're really not really edible. So I'm going to just cut this off right here, and I'm going to use some of these stalks. I like using the green parts in salad, so I'm going to save those and just use this tough stuff. Now, I'm going to put in about a half teaspoon of salt, a little bit more, make it a half teaspoon. Just a pinch of pepper. Throw in a bay leaf or 2, and of course, water. About 3 quarts. Now, onto the stove it's going to go. We're going to turn on the heat, and we're going to get it bubbling away. Now, I'm just adding some more water here because I want to totally cover my vegetables. So that's what you want to do, is make sure that everything is covered. Give it a little stir around. And that's as difficult as it is, guys. We are just going to cover that right up and let it simmer for about 45 minutes. Now, all of my veggies have cooked down. It's beautifully aromatic, and I've let it cool just a bit. I don't want to be dealing with something that's too hot, because now we've got to strain it. It's still the pot is very, very warm, but it's not steaming where I could potentially burn myself badly. So I'm going to put my nice sieve here right into my bowl. Your colander kind of wants to fit in the bowl, or you could use another pot if you like, but I like using glass bowls a lot. And I'm going to pour away from myself here. And I'm just going to fill that bowl up. Just going to shake out as much. There we go. Now all of the liquid is essentially out of that pot. You're just going to take that strainer right out. Let all of that beautiful broth just drain out of there. Squish around those veggies a little bit. Get the last drops out. And there you have it. Get that out of the way. And now you have absolutely beautiful homemade vegetable broth that you can freeze. You can keep it in your refrigerator, and you'll always have it. It's just perfect. Thank you for joining me today at Nina Cucina. I'll see you next time.